You no doubt have heard at this point that I'm supposed to have a really exciting video coming soon. International shipping likes to take its time, come to find out. So I figure we could sort of buffer stuff out a little bit with an interesting video I have planned here. So heavy. Maybe in retrospect, putting rails on a portable camera rig is not the greatest idea. Isn't it amazing? What did I say? Isn't it amazing the world we live in where you can just pick up your phone, go right in, and just translate stuff. Yo hablo un poco español, pero tu madre es muy guapo.
Hello.co Spanish, how to make waffles.
Okay, maybe it's not as good as I said at the start there. What did it say? Something about a waffle? I have sucky Spanish pronunciation, obviously. 2 years of Spanish. Apparently this is how far it gets you. Okay.
I speak a little Spanish, but your mother is very handsome.
There we go, it works. Wow. Quite an adventure, but I mean, this is which maybe it doesn't work amazingly all the time. It's probably the best, widest available translation on the entire planet. One of my favorite Spanish words, I think it means mind blown, and it's mente su plato. I think I'm probably saying that horribly wrong. Mente su plato. Nope. It says mind explosion is explosion mental. Something is wrong here. Maybe my Spanish teacher misled me slightly. Okay, it appears that my favorite Spanish word has been a lie this entire time. My point in all this is that Google Translate is a pretty neat tool. Majority of the time, you won't come across major problems, and if you're attempting to talk to somebody in a different language, they'll probably get the gist of what you're saying. But Google Translate is famous for having some weird and wacky translations, and they've really only gotten weirder. My sister came to me the other day with her phone, and she was like, look, did you know if you type OWO into Google Translate, it translates it as some word in some other language? And I was like, okay, we have to investigate this. You might have seen some YouTube videos where somebody goes to Google Translate and types a bunch of gibberish in and gets out something that makes sense. Type in dog 19 times and it comes out with this, okay? Doomsday clock is 3 minutes at 12. We are experiencing characters and dramatic developments in the world which indicate that we are increasingly approaching the end times and Jesus' return. You might say clearly, Avery, that's fake, but it appears like it was not. Fortune also has an article on that. It's since been fixed, so that's why it doesn't work now. Google's official statement on this was apparently that when you type gibberish into Google Translate, it's going to return with more gibberish. Doomsday clock, approaching of end times. Ooh, seems pretty spooky to me. Conspiracy theory of some kind, maybe. Apparently, some people on Twitter have suggested that it is possibly ghosts or demons. If you're interested in how much water that theory holds, I would encourage you to watch a video I made recently on ghost hunting shows. Google Translate has a pretty groundbreaking neural network behind it. You say, hola in English. That makes no sense. If you give it hello is hola in Spanish, you can then also give it hello in French is bonjour. Bad pronunciation. And then from there, it can be like, oh, okay, so now I can translate from Spanish and French without going to English first. It seems like pretty intuitive, but apparently it was a pretty groundbreaking thing. When it does those in-betweens, I think sometimes it gets a little confusion. Language is such a complex thing, and there's so many different languages on Google Translate. Eventually, it was bound to produce something like this, where it just spits out some really freaky sounding gibberish. Fast forward to yesterday, my sister shows me this. OWO. I pronounce OwO, but some people would disagree with me. After that book thing, people where there's quite a discussion going on how you pronounce that, but OWO means the word in Polish. If you do OWO and UWU, it detects it as this language known as IGBO. I looked it up. I struggle with pronouncing names so much, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. With the thing we just showed, while it's interesting, I guess, it's not as interesting as typing in gibberish and having it make sense. It's pretty clearly just some sort of weird glitchy thing. Now, this is where it starts to get like really interesting. If you keep typing, it turns into unemployment. Now, what if we add an OWO? Human trafficking. I had this idea at one point. I might still do it someday, but it was going to be like a free translator. It would allow you to type in like OWO nuzzles XD and it would like translate it into some normal English. It already exists. It's right here. Turns out furries were sort of talking about more serious stuff than I imagined they were. Let's keep typing. A traveler's baggage. It gets more interesting as we go. OWO again. You have a rugged fishing boat. I did some research. I was gonna try to see if this was like a thing that actually has any meaning in Igbo. I'm sorry. I know it's a language spoken in Nigeria by... If you can speak this language, do tell me if this makes any sense. I'm pretty sure it's Google Translate glitching out. Although, I guess that might not be the case. A traveler's home is a free trademark. Wow. Add another UWU and you get a traveler's luggage is not easy to find. Add another OWO, you get a traveler cannot afford a safe lane. Okay, I added another OWO. I got a fishing lane cannot afford a person who is not a lonely person. Okay. Fishing unemployment rates for disabled people. Cashier. Add another, we get businessman. Here's something incidental. I just added an O and it says the money is worth it. So it's pretty consistently about money now. I added a UWU. The borrower does not have to pay for it. I added an OWO onto that and I get the price of a person is not expensive. This is just an AI that's trying really hard to produce something that's meaningful for us, but is pretty much failing. You can see my hair in the reflection there. That's weird. Okay, I swear I don't look like that. This is getting really depressing. What we're gonna try instead is I'm just gonna do OWO, UWU, and just do that over and over, repeat, and see what we get. What? OWO, UWU, OWO, UWU. No one is free from poverty. This thing is spitting some truth. I don't even understand what's going on here. Added an OWO. No one can afford to buy a man. A traveler does not want to be lonely. We gotta get SCP over here, get them to contain Google Translate because this is, get some class A anesthetics on this thing. We're just typing OWO into it. When people are on Twitter and stuff and they're like, OWO, what's this? Does that mean no one is free from poverty? You can never afford to buy a man. Is that what it means? This whole time I've been lied to? My phone battery died, so I ran downstairs and grabbed this fancy dancy tablet, you know, like we were doing. OWO, UWU, OWO. What does that translate to, Avery? This is not a joke. This is real life. This is not some sort of Photoshop meme like, oh wow, Avery, you're so good at special effects. This explains so much. This is what the phrase I've been talking about. It all makes sense now. I added a UWU. It says the cost of hijacking. Fishing is not easy for people to live on. I guess that's true. I feel like we can get all of our life advice from Google Translate. That should be a thing. Actually, a religion. Person who does not want to be lonely can never be lonely. No wonder people get so freaked out by this stuff because it says creepy things. Let's do a little bit of a thing here. Public PSA. This is not Larry Page is secretly Satan and is tapping out strange messages in Google Translate. This is not a conspiracy. Very clearly just a very strange glitch. If you take anything away from this, do not let it be that there's a Google Translate conspiracy. A person who suffers from sleeplessness can never sleep without sleep. A person who is tired of being incapable of dying. Let's start with UWU and then do OWO. See if that changes anything. Family rent. The hiding of a man's sleep. The hijack of a man who is a leopard can never be lonely and lonely. I'm just gonna copy and paste this like 10 times and see if we can get something really crazy out of it as like a big hurrah for the end of this because this has gone too long. My friends, I present to you the grand finale. The need for a person to stay awake and to stay awake and to stay awake and to stay awake to a man who is tired of being tired of dying. Hijackers, hijackers, hijack, 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 hijack. Hijack, 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 hyro, hijack, skirts, hijack, 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 hijack. Hiking hijackers cannot afford to be able to find a man who is tired of getting tired of getting tired of getting tired. Wow, that is beautiful. I just copied and pasted that some more and it added onto it. So now we have hiking traveling to a disabled, driving a man sleeping in a wheelchair, hijacked, hijackers, hijackers, lobster, 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 hijack, hijack, hijack. I can't pronounce the rest of that. Wow, this has been a truly fascinating experience. What have we learned? Well, we've learned that this means this. I want to say a big thanks to my Patreon people. You can find them right here. I love you people a lot. Bunch of people. Nuulstaladt, as we call them, came back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Shelby, got Jack. So thanks to everyone there. Next video you're gonna see is gonna be a trailer for that super exciting video, okay? And that trailer is only gonna be up for a very short time and then I'm gonna delete it. So if you would like to see that, I would really encourage you to, you know, hit the bell. I'm gonna go. I hope this was interesting.